that we need to stand up, stop being cowards, because the next generation will never, ever forgive our generation for standing by and letting this happen.
Tommy Robinson's live exchange with David Lammy leaves viewers stunned. You're not going to believe what just happened. Because while everyone was arguing online, chasing headlines, and trying to keep up with the never-ending political chaos, something unfolded live and it had viewers stopping mid-sentence. Tommy Robinson, David Lammy, two figures who never fail to ignite debate, suddenly clashing in real time. And what happened during that broadcast? Well, let's just say people are still replaying the clip, still arguing in the comments, and still trying to figure out how one unexpected moment got the entire internet buzzing. Let's break down exactly what went down and why this moment is being replayed everywhere. It happened live. No edits. No filters. Just the raw, unguarded tension of two powerful personalities bumping into each other's political worlds. The segment started simply enough a discussion on public policy, community representation, and the growing tension around political communication. Nothing unusual. And then, out of nowhere, the host asked a question. We have Tommy Robinson joining us remotely. Tommy, what's your take on David Lammy's recent remarks? The camera split. Lammy on one side, Robinson on the other. You could feel the air tighten instantly, that sharp silence that tells you something big is coming. Robinson leaned in, paused, and then delivered a line that lit the fuse. David, people are confused. They're asking what your real message is here. Not an insult. Not an attack. Just a pointed question, but one heavy enough to change the energy in the room instantly. Lammy shifted, took a breath, and began to reply. But by then, the moment had already taken off. The entire debate centered around a policy comment Lammy made earlier in the week regarding community engagement strategies. It wasn't controversial on its own, but Robinson argued that the public felt the message lacked clarity. He didn't accuse Lammy of anything. He didn't claim wrongdoing. He simply pushed hard for answers. And because it was live, there was no backing out. Lammy defended his point with calm, measured responses, explaining that his statements had been misinterpreted online. He stressed unity, communication, and public trust. But Robinson pressed again. If the public misunderstood you, shouldn't the explanation be clearer? And that line, that exact moment, is what started flooding social media within minutes. Within 1 hour, several clips hit Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts. One user posted, "This exchange is going to follow Lammy for a while." Another wrote, "Robinson didn't attack, he just asked the question millions have been asking." And then the comment that got thousands of likes. When two opposite worlds collide live, you get this. Political commentators immediately jumped into the discussion. A UK political analyst tweeted, "This wasn't a meltdown. It was a mirror and both sides showed something different." Another commentator on a South African podcast said, "This is the kind of live moment that forces leaders everywhere to tighten their messaging." Public reaction wasn't one-sided. Some defended Lammy, praising his composure. Others sided with Robinson, stating he voiced public frustration. But everyone agreed on one thing. This moment wasn't planned, and that's what made it powerful. Although Robinson and Lammy come from completely different political worlds, insiders revealed the moment didn't go unnoticed within political circles. A Labour advisor reportedly told a journalist, "Lammy handled himself well, but he'll definitely address this again. Clarity matters." A commentator familiar with Robinson's camp allegedly said, "Tommy knew the questions people were already asking. This wasn't a fight. It wasn't a breakdown. It wasn't chaos. It was two forces meeting unplanned, unfiltered, and revealing the growing tension in the public debate about transparency." It's easy to think this was just a UK political clash. But the themes, they're global: public trust, communication, leadership clarity, misinterpretation, online narratives shifting faster than leaders can respond. One South African analyst said, "Leaders everywhere are facing this problem. One unclear sentence becomes a week-long storm." That's what makes this live exchange resonate internationally. It isn't just about Lammy or Robinson. It's about how fast political narratives can spin and how moments like this expose the gap between leaders and their audiences. The heart of the moment wasn't the clash. It was the question. A question that has echoed for years in politics. Do leaders explain enough? Lammy defended his position well. Robinson questioned him firmly but without insults. Both were presenting their version of public concern. And that balance, that contrast, is what made the clip explode. There's one part of the video replayed more than any other. Lammy, maintaining his composure, saying, "People deserve context. And I'm always willing to provide that." Robinson responding with, "Good. Because people are watching." Short, sharp, but heavy. Those two lines have already been stitched into dozens of edits. So here's the real question. Does Lammy now offer a more detailed explanation of his earlier comments? Does Robinson comment again, extending the conversation? Do other public figures jump in, adding more weight to the discussion? Political analysts are betting that this moment is only the beginning. Because when something unexpected happens live, it doesn't disappear. It echoes, it circles back, it shapes narratives whether politicians want it to or not. And the question remains. If this was the live moment that got everyone talking, how much deeper does the story go from here?